Well, good Saturday to you, everybody. I just got done with my honeydews just in time for it to start raining, so no bee work for me today. But guess what? I got a whole lot of footage shot, and I think I'll use up some of that footage from the other day when I was talking to my dad about pollen traps, because I know you want to know about pollen traps, and we'll talk about how to use them, and then we'll show a cutout. I got a lot of people asking me lately, can you stack out nukes?
I tried one and look what happens. All three of these, this one, and this one are completely full of honey. This is one I put on last week, and this is one I put on last week, and they've already started drawing it out, and they'll be full probably by the end of the week. I mean, it's a super strong. I wasn't able to do any last year. Year before last, I started out with the fall with 20 of them. Just two stacked super, or
Just double stack?
double stacks. And in the springtime, I still had 17 good, viable nukes to deal with and put in the boxes.
You overwintered some double stack nukes?
Overwintered 20 of them and wound up with 17 of them still very strong in the spring.
Okay.
But these, you can see how strong they are.
Will it push over easy?
I wouldn't want to be around if you do. And this is 628 Dirt Rooster, where hobby beekeeping is a way of life.
Now we're moving over to the other end of the yard where he's mining for gold with pollen traps.
Plastic pollen traps. These were put on at the same time 2 days ago. This one came off of here, and you see the pile of it here where it was overflowing. And that's the second time it's done this. This hive, for some reason, is super strong in pulling the pollen and bringing it in. You can see it all piled up on the gate with the entrance here where it didn't go through. And it's falling out there. So these were put on at the same time. A little bit damp. Gotta watch that.
Yeah. I'll have to dry it out.
Yeah. Put it in the freezer and leave it open. It dries it out. That was Tommy's idea, and I hadn't thought about it. Freezer is a dehumidifier, so. Leave it off for a day and let them start the hive. Fog half around.
Yeah, I saw that.
To put the honey in packages. I don't know why that one's so strong. A lot of difference.
When'd you put those on?
Friday or Saturday. I forgot to write the date on it when I put them on. I think it was day before yesterday.
This stuff's about the size of kitty litter maybe, and about as soft cat food or dog food. Of course, when you dry it a little bit, it won't be that soft.
Put it in the refrigerator to dry it.
Freezer?
The refrigerator. In an open bucket.
You said freezer.
Refrigerator, I'm sorry. To dry it out, and then pour it up in a jar and seal it.
You need a feeder jar, or you got any?
No, I'm not feeding them right now. There's too much out there for them.
I was not thinking about that.
I wasn't thinking about that, I know. And no, I'm not feeding them right now. There's too much out there for them to bring in.
They wouldn't even take a feeder anyway if you stuck it on there.
No, they won't. On this, it ain't quite ready, but about here. So about 7. Let's put one on this one. Get the honey out of get the bees out of the boxes.
It's a fume board. Anybody had never seen a fume board or heard of one before? It's just a piece of felt stapled to a piece of plywood the size of a lid. You take your Bee Quick or Bee Go or whatever you're using for repellent, spray on that felt and lay it on top of the honey supers that you're going to pull. Give it a few minutes. Runs the
bees out.
Runs the bees out. You have boxes that look like that when you start, and you take your lid off, put the fume board on top, and before you're done pulling, most of the bees will be clustered around the bottom box on the outside. It's just good for running bees off your honey supers, so you don't have to fool with as many of them while you're trying to extract. Yesterday we spent a whole lot of time working bees. I know a lot of you would like to see it, probably just as many of you would love to have been there. Best I can do though is bring you along in video and still shots. Yesterday morning my brother and I supered 80 hives, went through and did a quick health check on them and supered them while we're still in a little bit of a flow. We didn't shoot any video that I recall, but Pete shot a lot of still shots for me. And then after that, Pete and I went to the edge of the world. We were down in the swamp in South Mississippi, right on the Louisiana border, and did a hive removal. Pretty nice removal. So we'll do the supers and then the hive removal. How's that sound? All right, let's do that. Guardian Bee Apparel saved my life. Welcome back to the 628 Dirt Rooster channel, where hobby beekeeping is a way of life. We just got through supering 80 hives this morning. It's a little hot out here.
Yeah.
Now we're on our way to do a cutout. I'm sporting the ultra stylish 80s headband. I'm having some skin work done and it can't be exposed to the sun, so Pete's saying I'm flash dancing, whatever. I'm not flash dancing, it's Olivia Newton-John.
Let's get physical.
We're headed to do a cutout though, and it's way out in the marsh in South Mississippi. The address, if you punch it in on Google Maps, it doesn't give a town, it just says the address and then Hancock County Marsh.
But you're getting off of this exit anyway, aren't you?
Yeah. We got a step under an elevated house that we're having to partially disassemble. They were really laid back until Pete started hammering a little bit, and now they're getting stirred.
Not happy girls.
Yeah, this is, and he's not hammering much, just pulling the nails out for that roofing material. Roofing material you can see wraps over that platform. Just that little bit of hammering. I got to back up a little bit, they're running into me. It's funny, there's no airflow up there, but if I step right back here on the waterway, man, it's such a nice breeze.
There's a knob right here, I just turned it.
They got boat speakers hanging. All right.
Oh, you're not filming, we'll play.
A little bit of jive talk. We're on a point. There's nothing beyond us except for Mississippi marsh and going into Louisiana marsh. It was about an hour and 20-minute drive down here, and Pete had his nap, so I'm gonna go get mine while he works. It's not out of the bay. Got to be community water. Okay, we're ready to weld something, or cut something. But I feel like I'm set up for welding.
All right, so we're gonna do a slice. What? Up to here?
Yeah, just enough for them to overlap. I left all the extra blades down there.
No, we'll get them in a minute when I wear this one out on this asphalt.
On this first cut.
Yeah, I think I'm in love.
We're at them, and they're filling up. They're filling up that first joist cavity, which is not very big, but then they're spilling over into this one.
Just a few ways.
Go away, go away.
You know you ain't got nothing better to do when you're harassing a spider with a smoker. Is it even alive?
Yeah. Already full his web and.
Nancy, why don't you?
Excuse me, girls. Thank you. Thank you very much. Pardon me.
All right, there it went. There you go.
Holy.
I knew
wow,
that. I knew that outer section was full.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was that full. And they did build over here.
Oh, I know. All the way.
Oh, and they may have more. I don't know. It does. These boards don't go to the ceiling.
This thing is honey loaded.
Tell us where the queen is so we can come back and get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The brood looks like it's underneath here. That's the brood over there.
No, that's cat honey right there.
And we got no access to the bottom because it's going to be raining in there. Look how fat that one is. I mean, that's 2 inches.
Oh, I know.
Right here, another one, well, actually wider than that one.
Look at the bottom corner over there. I thought I saw a glimpse of a queen, but I ain't sure. Okay, I'm in a seated position. I'm watching a drone down here take swimming lessons. I'm about to start collecting this honeycomb off the top. We're in a flow right now, so this thing is really, really loaded with some nice capped honey. All this right here is not going to be saved. It's going to be put in a bag and fed back to bees on my yard. And now I'm looking through here for eggs. I don't see any eggs in any of this drone comb. Of course, they're just loading it with honey, so there's probably a good honey ring that the queen has not wanted to cross. But this stuff here will go in a bag to be fed back to the yard. The property owner is getting everything that's capped, cured down, and ready for long storage or consumption. And this is still good for consumption. It's just you can't. Oh, it's starting to break off. You can't keep it long because it will ferment if you don't dry it down to the proper moisture content. But all of this right here is all dried down, ready, and can be placed in storage. We got bees piling up everywhere along the outside of the hive, because one of the drawbacks to cutting open a hive that is this honey loaded is that it gets everything wet and the bees just they can't deal with it, so they almost abandon. They run everywhere. So we're on the lookout for the queen. She'll probably be piled up under here somewhere. Swamp honey, thickly laid. This is where we got to so far. It's really pleasant under here. There's not a lot of wind, but the temperature is not too bad. We're out of the sun, sitting down to work, kind of like JP likes to do all the time. I don't ever see him standing up to do a job anymore. What's up, JP? This is nice though. I'm glad I took some tips from you. This is all good savable comb, all this right here, and then from here over basically is going in the feedback bucket.
Without leaving your car.
I'm Ken Trahan. Welcome to your daily sports report presented by Crescent Louisiana Congressman Chief Solis said he expects
Can't even hit the bucket with
with
comb.
fans in the stands. LHSAA Executive Director Eddie Bonan said yesterday the number of prep football programs in Louisiana under investigation is now 17. Bonan added not all of the schools have been notified yet. He expects to have a resolution in 24 to 48 hours, while Orleans Parish remains in phase 1.
We'll be back with you momentarily. I just dropped my phone face down into that. It?
It's right at the opening when you tailgate the truck.
Perfect shot.
Yep. Hey, he's coming from Baton Rouge. That's not that far of a run for him.
No, he's an hour and 45 minutes.
He's on the other side of Baton Rouge. Because he's like straight down I-12, and then when he can get off and come down the lanes that we didn't want to go down because of the police all over the place.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had warrants going out for you right now.
Yeah, there's a warrant out for me.
And they're not buzzing you, but it's starting to buzz me. And I'm watching them, not even around you, but they were. I was standing behind you, and they were all over my buzzing me. You can see them doing it now.
You know what?
No, I don't. If I knew I'd do something to stop this.
Because I'm a smooth operator.
You're closer to bear size than I am. It's all right. I know how to kind of mess them up a little bit thinking about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Give me a little time to
Smoker's
twirl.
still going.
Smoke and twirl in it. All right, name them.
I can't hear it. Sing it.
No.
Blondie?
Okay. I get my wife with that one every time.
What?
Blondie. She don't know nothing of Blondie. Actually, that looks like half light, half dark.
Yeah, it does. It changes colors mid-comb
Yeah.
all the way here.
Like they were doing the summer, and then the fall kicked in. They started storing the fall because the fall is usually a darker honey. I've noticed. And where's the brood at? It's that area there, ain't it?
Yeah, it's down here.
That's what I thought it was.
Kind of trying to get the honey out of the way a little bit.
You have to get your bucket out your way.
Yeah, so I can unfold my legs and get some circulation back in my feet. We got a 5-in-1 tool up here.
No, but we will have one
I
up
know
there.
it.
This goes down at the back of the truck.
Here's the brood comb. We do have a laying queen. Combs are saturated with honey, but we got a laying queen in there somewhere. It's not sableable, it's too saturated, but this can go in a separate trash bag.
Oh, not in this?
Nah.
Killing me.
Killing me,
You
man.
hand me a whole thing of cone. I don't have a bag in my hand. Oh, look, I'll just put it on your hat so it don't drip on the floor.
Yeah.
Give me a piece of cone. I'll fix you.
These bees are absolutely saturated.
You have another bucket to pick up?
We probably don't.
No, I'm looking. We don't. Except that big white one.
You could dump out a tool bucket. Here comes another big piece of brood comb.
Good pattern. Oh, that
Thunder.
that wasn't good to hear. Ooh.
Yeah, I think all this whole section was brood comb. The rest of it's honey.
I mean, that's one solid piece from here
I
to
know.
there.
All the way across.
Yeah.
I gotta see if I can get it out without it falling apart on me. Because I know from here over it's probably honey. No, I don't know. That's brood comb too. Yeah, that's brood comb all the way across.
I see bees trapped in between it.
Up at their back filling it. It's all full of honey, so this is now it's brood too.
Yep.
Dang, if it wasn't so saturated there.
Almost gonna need a garden hose just to clean out the ceiling here.
I know. I'm glad he's coming down because I'd like to look in the storage room and make sure what kind of mess is in there. Look at that brood. Can you see the
Little small pattern.
The drone larva.
Almost looks like a cup on here.
This next one over looks like a good combo piece. Honey on this end.
Big too.
Oh, shoot.
Where'd he get you?
Right on the edge of my nostril.
Ouch.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Come on. Every time I put my finger down, there's a bee there. This is a good food frame. Pollen.
You got
Everything
brood
on-
on this side.
Yeah. Brood and a bunch of wet drones wandering around.
Yeah, I got the place for that.
Dripping honey all over my tripod.
You got to be done with comb soon.
Listen, listen.
Spongy.
I don't know what that white thing is. What is that white thing over there? Can you see it?
There is expanded foam.
Oh, is it expanding foam?
Yeah, it's expanded foam.
Oh, okay.
That's why they tried to stop them. And they just, yeah, throw that in here. I also think that got some of the chemicals crap, the way that looks. I think that's where you hit it with the water and all that stuff.
Yeah, that right there is where they tried to pressure wash it. Okay.
Yeah, they put a can in there.
Yeah, that's expanding foam right there. Or it's around expanding foam. I gotta pull all the stingers out of my fingers and go back for more. We hadn't started vacuuming any at all yet. The hive was so wet with honey, they just scattered, got out of the hive as soon as we pulled it up and it started breaking combs apart. So that hasn't been a problem. We haven't had to really smoke them a whole lot. They're being pretty good. I'm getting stung a little bit, but it's all my fault because of me grabbing them, or like that one that just stung me in the nose. It right here, and it was just hanging there, and I went to grab her, and as soon as I did, bing. Yeah, we'll leave anything that was close to the expanding foam, we'll throw it in the garbage.
That would be that first piece right there.
Here's some old dry comb that was in here. I don't think this was the first hive in this space. I don't see any old hive tracks, but I do see this old dried comb that is not in the space where the colony was, really. So I think there was at least a small colony in here before. May have occupied this whole space before. And I think we've got all the trash comb out. The trash comb. Some of it is trash. Some of it we're going to feed back on my yard. Now we're into a lot of good capped honey that we're going to save for property owner. See if I can get these things out without them absolutely falling apart on me, because I bet they're going to be heavy. Yeah, this whole big piece is already cut loose. It's broke loose, not cut loose. Yeah, some of this new wax got knocked in the top of it.
Don't think it'll be bad though.
Nope.
When you give it all to the home.
Yeah.
This swamp honey is different. There's plants out here that just aren't in the cities or the woods up where we usually play at.
Yeah, this has got that gator flavor. I don't think I can pick this whole piece up at one time.
Don't try it.
I almost dropped it just then.
Experience.
Oh, I didn't see this backside. This one had pollen all over it.
But that's why I didn't know. I thought you seen it. I was like,
Nah.
I'm gonna cut that off. It looked nasty to me.
Oh, that's got brood on the back of it.
Oh man, the whole thing's bruised.
Oh yeah.
Just the top is honey.
Tell you where my shoes are going when I get home. In the laundry.
I thought maybe on one of the hives out in the back.
Yeah, I could feed a good hive with my shoes
Let the
right now.
girls clean them first, then put them in the laundry. Their hum is changing.
There,
You didn't hear it just now? It started changing.
No, I didn't hear. You go from a hum to a ho hum.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. The tone changes. You can hear it. I mean, you could tell, I'm sure you could tell that when you mess with your hives, the difference between a hive that's really pissed off and one that's, they just know you're there.
Yeah.
The pissed off one goes, woo, it really rums it up.
Some weight on that one.
Yep.
Dog. Go out. There she went.
One tried to get you?
No, one did get me.
Oh.
Back of the calf.
Every Saturday over the summer. NFL Triple Access, the only live nightly show dedicated to the NFL. It's exclusive coverage of all 32 teams, including interviews, expert analysis, all awesome involved.
We hadn't backed any at all yet. Bees have kind of left us alone, except for a few dive bombers. There's the tracks. You can see what the size of the hive actually was. This platform is about 5 foot long.
Yeah, I've been looking for a lump. Went ahead and got on the line a little bit, looked in there. I found no leakage getting inside, so it's not raining honey inside here.
Yeah, and we figured out pretty early on this was a deck that we're standing on. This is just an additional platform that was built to accommodate the stairs. So good weight bearing, and apparently there's no seams there because it's not leaking inside. This storage, and the storage room's locked, so we can't get in there, but we can kind of see to check it out. And then we got all the foragers coming back, just piling up on the front here.
A lot of them ran deeper in. They went underneath the 2x. Nah,
Okay,
I can't reach them yet.
that's all right. We got a fix for that.
Yep.
Sun's setting in Louisiana. We are so close to the state line that you can actually see Louisiana from up there.
Yep.
Pearl River's the boundary.
Right here, I'm looking at the moon on the water.
All right, we're done with the job. We're just putting framing back. We're having to reframe under this stair rail. There was no support there, but we're putting a little bit of support under it and behind it, and then going to pack this space. This is not a space that needs to be insulated, but we've sealed the holes from the inside and outside, not with expanding foam. That wasn't us. And then we're going to pack this with fiberglass insulation. This is some R19 that'll puff up and fill the space decent. We're going to double layer it in here. This is 2x8 joists. So we're going to double pack this with fiberglass insulation. We are working well into the evening hours. Mosquitoes are starting to get us.
49.
Thankful for the lights and thankful for the stereo system. We've been listening to some jams out of New Orleans the whole time we've been working. Packing it nice and fluffy. Now if there's any entrances anywhere else, we did not disassemble this landing, so there's a possibility the colony could move in somewhere else in the platform, but they will not reoccupy this space. And the only place we could tell that they were actually getting in was right outside of here.
From here all the way back here.
Yeah, they were getting in
Outside, underneath this board.
under this edge. So we don't see anywhere else where they could possibly get in. They've got this roof material wrapped pretty tight around the platform all the way around, except for on the outer edge where we still can't see anything where they'd be getting in. So I think we're good. Nice tight fit, just like it was taken out. And we're gonna deck screw. These are just to hold it in place for a second.
You got it in the drill.
I like running deck screws on a drill rather than the impact.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It's easier, it's smoother, it's quieter.
Oh, I ain't worried about quiet. Pete's not bright today.
You know the driller running in faster.
That's one of them debateables.
Try the drill. I'd have had that platform sewed up by now. You ain't gonna listen.
Talking big noise for a cameraman.
See what's happening here, y'all, is Pete's not thinking straight because he has headbutted this stair stringer twice tonight. 3 times tonight.
You go down by the truck for the first one.
There went my queen.